and learning more. It's all about independence at that time, and them learning that they can have that week-long independence out in camp doing the rough and tumble kind of thing, hiking, living in a cabin. So definitely we're looking forward to giving some more girls. Did you get it?
Yes, so I think we're recording.
All right, I'm done rambling now.
Okay, so I'm really sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to make sure that everyone who wasn't able to join us today was able to hear everything that we have to say about our updates. So we're going to go ahead and get started talking about updates to our campaigns. So our first campaign is Camp Life is the Best Life. So our new recruitment marketing campaign for camp is going strong. We have been getting the word out in many different ways. This week we've held 4 school assemblies, which Gina was just talking about. We have one more tomorrow. So it's going to reach about 1,200 girls to encourage them to come to camp, and just kind of a different way to reach the girls for camp than we have in the past. We still have a long way to go, though, to reach our goal of recruiting 500 brand new girls to participate in the camp pathway and then eventually in a troop. So these girls will become members for the current membership year, and then we are going to help them and encourage them to join a troop for the fall and become members again for next year. But so we need your help to make it a success. Flyers and posters are available to post in schools and throughout the community in places where families may look for summer opportunities. You can also help by sharing our social media posts. And the Camp Life resources can be downloaded and printed from the Service Unit Recruiter page on gsneo.org. So those posters and flyers are available to print as needed, or you can request them from us. So reaching our membership goal for 500 new girls is totally doable. 500 girls breaks down to less than 4 girls per service unit. So I'm sure between you and your service team, you know 4 girls who aren't yet in Girl Scouts who would like to go to camp. So ask them to visit gsneo.org/camplife, and from there they can view the camp guide, and using the non-member option, they can register for any of the camp programs available. As a non-member, they will pay the cost of camp plus $15 for a GSUSA membership, and there's nothing else they need to do. So invite a friend. So this week we sent out an e-news message encouraging our current members who are campers to invite a friend. The girls who invite a non-Girl Scout to camp will receive free sunglasses for her and her friend when the friend registers for camp. This promotion runs through the end of camp registration, and those are the sunglasses there on the screen. They're really cute. We've had everybody in the office likes them, so I think the girls would be really excited about this. Are there any questions about Camp Life? You can either raise your hand or put a question in the question log. Okay, it doesn't sound like there's any questions about camp. If you think of one later, feel free. Julianne, I see your hand is up. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Do you have a question, or is your hand just up?
For the sound check.
For the sound check. You are unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Can the new girls apply for Scoutship, or is that only for current Girl Scouts?
Nope, new girls are welcome to apply for Scoutship.
Okay.
Yes, so that's available. The Scoutship is available for camp for anyone who wants to apply for that, obviously as long as the funds are available. So,
okay.
Yes. So yes, new girls are more than welcome to do that. And one of the questions I got about the Invite a Friend campaign from a staff member is that someone asked, do they have to go to the same camp? And the answer is no. So, you know, maybe if a girl wants to invite a younger, like a younger cousin, for example, and she is going to go to a different camp because she's a different age level, that's totally okay. It still qualifies. Okay, Julianne, I'm going to go ahead and mute your line. If you have any other questions or comments, feel free to just raise your hand again. And before we move on to Welcome to Daisy, just one last call for any other camp questions. Julianne?
Oh, no, I was putting my hand down.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, your hand is down and your line is muted. Okay, so welcome to Daisy. The Welcome to Daisy recruitment campaign is in full swing. If you have not started marketing this campaign, now is the time. So as a reminder, Welcome to Daisy offers families incentives for registering their current pre-K girl for a kindergarten troop in the fall. It's $15 and covers membership from October 1st of 2016 through September 30th of 2017. Girls will receive a certificate, a patch, free tickets to Girl Scout Day at the zoo, and some fun surprises. We are asking all service units to distribute flyers and posters to 10 locations per month and to target 2 to 3 preschools per month to talk to parents directly. By this, we mean asking the preschool if you can have a table during pickup, during preschool graduation, or at another event. If preschools don't work out, you can also do this at Safety Town, Sunday schools, or the preschool PTA, or maybe you know about something else in your community, such as a library. There's a reading time for pre-K girls. So please be sure to let us know which locations you target and where you have success. It's important to keep track of our progress. So flyers and posters are printed and ready for your use. You can order flyers online through the request form, or if you need them in a pinch, you can print them yourself from the Service Unit Recruiter page. Our goal is 500 new daisies by June 30th. And just like with camp, that breaks down to less than 4 new daisies per service unit, which means if we get 5 to start a troop, we are going to blow that goal out of the water. Does anyone have any suggestions on best practices to recruit new daisies for the fall? Something that has maybe worked for you in the past? Andrea, I am unmuting your line.
Hey, so, excuse me, we're doing a Bring a Friend to Our Meeting event in 2 weeks. And so we're going to advertise. We actually have a dad who works at Lowe's. We got a bunch of those building things. We're going to make sure to do like some sort of craft, some sort of song, and then kind of tell them what Girl Scouts is all about. And then with those girls, the friends that the Scouts friends are bringing, we're going to send home packets on how to register and join our troop. So that's what we're doing for the next couple of weeks, is bring a friend to the meeting, you know.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, Bring a Friend events are a great way, I think, to get new girls, because they're a really they already know someone who's involved, you know, so they really are kind of what we would call a hot lead, like they know somebody who's involved, so they want to come on their team. So yeah, I think that's a great way. Awesome. All right, well, thanks, Andrea. I'm going to, mute your line if you're ready?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Thank you. And I'm also going to put your hand down, Andrea. Is there anything else, any other ideas anyone has about recruiting daisies? Are there any questions about the Welcome to Daisy campaign? Okay, if you come up with any Daisy questions, feel free to ask them at any time. And so, thank you. So then we just have a couple of reminders. So spring renewal, it's time to renew your membership for the next Girl Scout year. And you can renew online easily through My Girl Scouts, which is your, you may also hear the membership community on the website. And if you have any questions about how to renew your membership, please call our customer care team. They are trained to help walk you right through that. It's a really quick and easy process if you haven't done it yet. People are saying, you know, it's getting it done in just a couple seconds, a couple minutes. Does anyone have any questions about renewal before we move on, or has anyone renewed? Have you renewed yourself already? Okay. This is also the time of year when service teams begin planning for the next membership year and for recruitment. As the service unit recruiter, you are a vital part of the service unit team and should be a part of these conversations. We're the subject matter experts in terms of recruiting new service team members, girls, and volunteers, so you want to make sure that you are at the table during that conversation. So if you have any questions about your role in the work plan meeting, please contact Gina Gerhardt, and she will help you understand what your role is. Our department, Marketing, Communications, and Recruitment Department, is responsible for getting out a variety of different e-news messages. For example, there is a monthly membership e-news with information about programs, on-development events, membership updates, troop news, and more. There are also monthly age-specific messages that go out to daisies, brownies, juniors, cadets, and senior / ambassador girls. The information they receive is specifically related to their level in Girl Scouting and includes programs, troop news, and more. An example of a campaign-specific e-news messages include program, volunteer opportunities, and product sales, just to name a few. The CEO e-news is a higher-level message that includes governance and the board of directors, strategic planning, and fund development news. Members of the service teams may receive the Recruiter Monthly and/or the Service Unit Digest. Excuse me. Thank you. Sorry about that. So please make sure that you check your inbox every month for the monthly GSA Centennial e-news for everything you need to know about what's going on around council, and to make sure you're getting the other ones as well. And if you're not getting our e-news, please check your spam filter and be sure to add the address to your saved sender contact so you receive it in the future. Also, please do not subscribe from any of our e-news messages. Yeah, thank you. Please do not unsubscribe to any of our e-news messages. Currently, the way it works is if you unsubscribe to one, you end up unsubscribed to all of them. GSUSA is working on a tool that will allow you to select the messages you want. So eventually that is coming, but until then, please do not unsubscribe from any of them, or you will not be able to receive anything from us via e-news. It's just the law. Okay, are there any questions about e-news? You can raise your hand or put something in the question log. Okay, so this ends the portion of the webinar that is updates for our campaigns and other information. The next step is, next part of the webinar is the recruiter orientation. So one more time I'll ask if there are any questions about any of our campaigns or general council questions that we want to address. And then we will end the recording, and those of you who have not yet had your recruiter orientation can stay on the line, and we'll begin that shortly. Or if you have taken your orientation, then you're done. So one more time, are there any other questions, comments? Okay, so it looks like there are no questions, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. So if you are listening to this in the recording as opposed to, oh, I see one question on, I know spring renewal is going on now. If there's a new volunteer registering, should they wait? So what do you mean by that, Beth, if you could elaborate a little more? I'm going to unmute your line, and if you're on the phone and able to talk, can you hear?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we are.
What I mean by that is that if a new volunteer who has never registered before wants to sign up as a volunteer, should they wait until the fall so they don't have to be charged 2 memberships?
They don't have to. I think it depends on when their volunteer service is beginning. If they're signing up for a position that doesn't start until the fall and they want to wait till the fall, that's fine. If they're signing up for a position that's going to start right away, like maybe a service unit team position or a brand new troop leader that's going to get started up right away, then they should register for this year. So I think if they're going to be an active volunteer for the remainder of the current Girl Scout year, then they should register now. Does that answer your question?
Yes, because this would be for, I'm starting a new Daisy troop for kindergartners. So I'm trying to recruit volunteers. So then I don't want them to be, charged for this year and then have to renew for the next year.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. They can definitely register for next year and be perfectly fine. So, as long as they probably don't want to start meeting until the fall, but they can start, looking at their training and talking to you about the position and things like that now and just register for the next year.
Okay.
Okay, great. So, Beth, I'm going to go ahead and mute your line. And just one final call for any more questions. I'll give it a minute because I know if you're typing in the question log. Julianne, you asked, can they background check now for the fall? And I would say no, actually. So if yes, they should be able to do that. I'm sorry, I take that back. As far as I know, that should not be a problem. So they should be able to go ahead. Okay.
It's just part of the pipeline process. So when they decide to register and go through the pipeline, the background check email will be automatically sent to them.
Yeah.
And if they don't complete it, they'll get a couple calls from the inside sales team.
Yeah. So they will get, once they pick a volunteer position, they will be automatically prompted to do a background check. If they're just purchasing if they just purchase a membership and don't pick a volunteer position yet, it will not trigger a background check for them, just an FYI. So when you're working with registering adults, whether it's registering your adult parents in your current troops or for new troops, make sure that they select a volunteer position. Any position, I know a lot of times parents are like, well, I don't want a volunteer position, I just help out occasionally. Well, we have a position for that. It's called Helping Hands. And that is how the system knows that that person needs a background check. So that's a great question, Julianne, because, they can go ahead and get that right now. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. If you are listening to this, thank you for joining us. And for those of you who are staying for the orientation, just give me 1 second here.